Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. You're talking with Mrs. T about your health and the narcissist. Come on in, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. Today I won't be before you guys too long, and I'm just gonna hop in. I don't have much time this morning, but I wanted to share three reflections that I think is going to be very helpful for many of us empathic people. So welcome back. Come on in, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Today, the title is going to be called Live, Learn, and Discern. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. All right, so I'm just going to hop right in, and I'm just going to start off by just saying that you would think that people who work so hard to get into your life, you would think that they would treat you well, that they would love and protect the relationship. You would think that. After my deep personal reflections about love and life, it's no wonder why so many relationships fail or lose its grip and steam. We learn so much about our physical health. Many of us go to school. We learn and we get these advanced degrees, family and friends. We build our character. We learn about the importance of good credit. We learn and we are taught how to be skillful with our jobs. We are very crafty. We are very talented people. We learn to save and manage our money. We learn how to we learn how to be great parents. We are really good friends. We learn good places to travel, family and friends. We learn all of these things in life to maintain our jobs. We maintain our health. You know, we retire after 30 years of working, but many of us, despite of having all the skill sets, we got all of that. We got it going on, family and friends. I know I got it going on, and I'm not going to feel sad about saying that. But we got it going on. You got it going on. That's why you're watching this video. We got all of this going on. However, many of us struggle in our relationships. And I got the key today. You know, I'm about giving y'all the keys, family and friends. I'm going to give you the key. I got the key. And I found out, you know, why is this? How could this be? We got it going on. We doing all of the good stuff. We healthy. We taking care of ourselves. We are doing everything that we're supposed to be doing. Why is it that we struggle with relationships? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about that? Today, I'm going to share with you three of my greatest lessons that life has taught me. No books taught me this. No Sunday schools taught me this. My mama didn't teach me this one, but I'm going to teach it to mine. I want you to teach it to your granddaughters. I want you to teach it to your beautiful daughters and your amazing grandsons. I'm going to teach you about three of life's greatest lessons that life has taught me about love and relationships, okay? So let's just jump right in, family and friends. I'm going to start off. You all know what my newest favorite, because I was a King James Version girl up until maybe about a good week ago when I started looking in the New Living Translation, and that translation of the Bible really blew my mind, because you really don't need to have a lot of knowledge or discernment to break those scriptures down. So I'm going to start with in the New Living Translation Bible. This is 2 Corinthians verses 6, chapter 14. And that scripture tells us, family and friends, do not team up with those who are unbelievers. Do not. How can righteousness be apart with wickedness? And how can light live with darkness? How? So, family and friends, today I'm going to give you three keys to three of the greatest lessons that life has taught me about love and relationships. And we started with the 2 Corinthians 6:14 that tells us, do not team up. Do not team up with those who are unbelievers. How? How? Because that's what I want to know. How can righteousness be apart with wickedness? How can light live with darkness? Boom. There go 1 point. But let me give you the first key, family and friends. So, the first thing I want, the first First thing I wanted to share with you all, and this is not really a lesson, but this is a big key that I was not doing. This was something that I was not doing that I realized now that had I had been doing this, that it could have saved me a lot of wasted time from, these toxic relationships, these narcissists, and these people that come into our lives that really don't mean us very well. So the first thing I want to share with you all is, number one, consider Dr. David Hawkins. Now, you don't have to read this book. It is a little thicker than I thought it was going to be, but I love this book. Dr. David Hawkins, he talked about the levels of consciousness. And most of us can relate to this as we talk about, the levels of frequency, like people vibrational levels. Okay? So that's the first key that I want you all to consider before getting into any relationships. I want you to consider Dr. David Hawkins' levels of consciousness. This is pretty much a scale on the level of like between 20 and I think it goes like up to 1200. And it shows a list of different emotions that people have. And I just want you all to know at the bottom of the scale is where it's a lot of toxic emotions at, like fear, shame, hate, anger, what most of us would consider low vibrating. When you call somebody, they sound real sad. They always down and out. They're always mad. If you look at the levels of consciousness at the bottom of the frequency scale, that's where toxic people and abusers really reside on that scale. I'm just sharing with you all that you should never trust anyone who resides at the bottom of that scale. Anyone who vibrates below a level of 200 is incapable of giving you love. This is something to consider, family and friends. There has got to be a way. We learn all of these strategies for everything else. But for me, I'm just saying, for me, I really was not very, I wasn't really operating in a lot of wisdom when it came into relationship. I was just a good-hearted person. And, we tend to project and believe that everybody else is like us. And that's not true. So when we look at the levels of consciousness, if you look at the bottom of that scale, those are people who you should not be communing with, family and friends. The scripture in 2 Corinthians, it tells us, what place does light have with darkness? We have no business communing with people who are at the bottom of the levels of the frequency scales, family and friends. In 2 Corinthians 6:14, it asks you, how can light live with darkness? Anyone who vibrates on the level of 200, they are not capable of loving you, family and friends. Take my word for that. The third dimension and below, stay away from those kind of people. Look at the scale. Hit me up. Message me. Put a message in the inbox if you need more help with this. The next point under this levels of frequency, healthy people resonate with positive emotions such as love, peace, and joy. It makes no sense for healthy people to associate with toxic people for the purposes of dating and marriage, and needless to say, but it is wise to leave toxic people. Leave them where they are, family. Leave them where they are. They're just going to bring that toxicity into your life. They're going to bring that darkness into your life, family and friends. The person that I was with, they was so low vibrating that, I was finding myself coming down there with them. They can't come up to the levels of love and light and joy with you. They can't. They just cannot, but they could definitely bring you down. Instead, we need to be connecting with people who share the same frequency as us. It's simple as that. It is as simple as that, family and friends. Align your people with people who match your energy. Boom. Boom. Align yourself with people who match your energy. That goes back to 2 Corinthians 6:14. How can righteousness be a partner with wickedness? How can light live with darkness? So that's the first lesson I learned. Consider the levels of frequency. And then under that topic, you could just say, match yourself. Align yourself with people who match your energy. Number 2, one of the greatest lessons that I've learned that life and love has taught me, and this is, stay with me for that third one, family and friends, because that third one is the real one. That was the real one for me. That's the real one, I believe, for most of us on the planet. So family and friends, if you still with me, hit that like button, share this video. It might help someone. I wished I had seen this years ago. So let me go ahead to lesson number 2 that I learned. Lesson number 2 that I've learned that life lessons have taught me about love and life is, before plunging into a relationship, you must vet a person. Vet a person. Don't miss this step, family and friends. What is vetting? It's just basically you just investigating these people to make sure you are inviting healthy people into your life. Family and friends, don't be like me. Don't be like me. People were coming into my life giving me these beautiful stories, telling me about how they changed and how God is good and how God did this for them and God did that. And God, that's a beautiful thing. I heard some beautiful testimonies, and some of these were real testimonies. The Bible tells us that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimonies. I was loving some of the things that some of these gentlemen had told me about how they changed and how, good God is. And it was true. Some of those stories were true. But before you plunge into any relationship, you must vet a person. That's what I didn't do. You must investigate them. To ensure that you're entering into a healthy relationship, you must learn, family and friends. You must learn the true character of a person. No, don't just let them tell you. Don't just go about what they doing for their first 2 months, for their first month, that love bomb that they showing you. Deception is the number one way that people gain entry into our lives. Deception. John 8:44. Y'all know that's my favorite scripture, because this is the whole crux of with this spiritual warfare, because narcissistic abuse is spiritual warfare. According to John 8:44, it tells us, "For you are the children of your father the devil, and you love to do the evil things he does." Come on, family and friends. These people love to do the evil things that their father does. He was a murderer from the beginning, and he has always hated the truth. Come on, family and friends. Let it sink in. They hate the truth. And they hate you because you are the truth. They come into your life because they want to pull you off your path, family and friends. It tells us in John 8:44 that he has always hated the truth because there is no truth in him. He lies. He lies, family and friends. It is consistently with his character. For he is a liar and the father of lies, family and friends. So to ensure that deception is the number one way that people gain entry into our lives. And according to John 8:44, they love to do the evil things that their father does. They have always hated the truth, family and friends. These people are liars. This is why you have to vet them. Vet. Number 2, you have to vet them, family and friends. It takes time to get to know someone. It really does. Don't be like Steph. Don't be opening up that box and then you starting to figure out, I don't like this. Now, had I vetted these people, I wouldn't have even been in most of the situations that I've been in. Vet them, family and friends. What are some ways that you can vet it? Because I was saying, how would I do that? Let me tell you some healthy ways, some, respectful ways that you can vet a person that's in your life, that's trying to gain entry into your life. Number 1, you can meet and carefully listen to their family and friends. That's one way you can vet them. Listen to their friends, family and friends. Trust your instincts, because it's something right away. I look like sometimes I can see people and just sometimes I might say nope. Sometimes I see right away. But for these slick ones, for these covert narcissists that's coming into your life, they hiding, they plotting and scheming, and you really can't tell. Research their online presence. Go look at their Facebook. Go look at their TikTok. Go look at their Instagram and Twitter. Observe what they do on their days off. A lot of these people, they live reckless lives when they off work. They don't have any integrity. When I'm off work, my life don't pretty much veer off from when I'm at work. I don't take off to go get high and drunk and shit, do all of this foolishness. Now, don't get me wrong. I know how to have fun. But my life is not too far off. It's nothing that I do on a weekend that I wouldn't be ashamed to do Monday through Friday, family and friends. Do they drink excessively? That might be a problem for you. That might be fun and games at the beginning. Do they smoke? I'm not saying that if you smoke that there's a problem. I know lots of people who smoke, and I smoked for a long time, and thank God I'm free. I don't smoke. I'm tobacco free. That's what I was addicted to, cigarettes. But I've been clean from cigarettes from maybe 15 years. But that's vetting the person. Don't let I had dated a person who I didn't know they smoke weed. That was a game changer for me. I don't want to dwell with people. No, I don't. That's just my preference. If that's what you like, that's what you like. Vet them, family and friends. Do they have health problems? You should know that. Run a background check on them. Check their records. Do they have a history of violence? This is how you vet people, family and friends. It's our responsibility. Just like it's our responsibility about our health, it's just as much as our responsibility to find out these people that's coming into our lives. Are they disrespectful? Do they have any attitudes about the opposite sex? I know that one of the guys that I just left, he just seemed like he really just kind of hated women. Like the stuff he would say, he would, say nasty names. And I used to be like, wow, really? Wow, you wow, wow, Check that out. See if they have attitudes about the opposite sex. Are they selfish? Are they stingy? Are they controlling? What about their goals? Ask them about their future. I could go on and tell y'all about this clown that I was dealing with. They don't even have a future. I'm like, wow. Discuss the expectations, family and friends. Discuss what you expect from them. They should know. We not had nothing here. Discuss those expectations. Do they communicate? Are they open about their feelings and thoughts? Are they transparent? Is there a lack of transparency? Okay, family and friends, I'm running out of time. I'm going to hop to the third one. So the first one is, considering the levels of a frequency. We call that matching, deal with people who match your energy. Number 2, vet them. Number 3, here's the most important one, family. This is the biggest trap of them all. The biggest trap of them all. The last lesson I learned is, drum roll. Roll that drum roll, because this one got me every time, family and friends. Come on, let's keep it 100. Y'all know what is it. Put it in the chat box. Hit the like button if you know what the last one is. You got to know. The last one is, do not rush into intimacy. Boom. Oh, my God. Do not rush into intimacy. A soul tie. What happens when we rush it? That's how most of us get caught up into these toxic, awful relationships. A soul tie is a link between two souls coming together. A soul tie is formed after two people have been intimate, family and friends. Connect yourself to a person. It connects you to that person, and it makes it hard for you to move on. Now, this is one of the most important ones, and I'm kind of running out of time. But these soul ties, they connect you to a person. The soul tie. Your soul gets tied up to someone else. It creates a situation for you you're not able to get out of. It shapes our emotions. That's what the soul tie does. It shapes our thoughts and our behavior. It's hard to break free, family and friends, when you are in a soul tie. That's how they get you. You notice how they rush you? Family and friends? Okay, let me see. Hold on, y'all. Do you know how they rush you into relationships when they rush that part, family and friends? Okay, there we go. They rush you into that part. Excuse me, family and friends. I'm trying to wrap it up, and then my car had turned off. I'm like, okay. We're talking about the last one is do not rush intimacy, family and friends. When we are intimate with people, it creates a soul tie. We're not entering into certain relationships properly. That's why there are countless divorces, countless people who live with people, they hate their family. That's the worst thing. I remember I was in one relationship. My fervent prayer was like, Lord, please don't leave me in this situation. Don't forget about me. I'm trapped in a marriage. People are still entangled in marriages. I've seen people that can't stand their spouses. Can you imagine living with, you might as well just be in hell. This is why people cheat. This is why people lie. This is why we got them unalived situations, the homicide channels. Unbelievable, because you hate your spouse. You can't get out of it. You got in a situation with them. Your soul is tied up. Consider the levels of frequencies, family and friends. Consider it. These are the lessons that life has showed me. This is what these are life lessons. Lessons that I learned. And if I could help somebody to learn these 3 lessons before you allow yourself to get tied up, twisted up, tangled up in these toxic relationships, family and friends. The 3 lessons that life has showed me. And I'm better off. So now, before I even consider, you know, dating someone, or if I, you know, right now I'm not in the mindset of dating. I'm in my healing process right now. But they coming, baby. They coming. They already coming. They lined up. Don't let them find out you single, family and friends, because you're going to have a whole lot of people that's trying. They trying. Them devils, they coming. They coming. And everybody is not a devil. I'm not going to say that. But I will say that most relationships that most people who are trying to get with you, they're not trying to get with you for healthy purposes. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, people have to be all in love with you and all of that. We not saying that. However, if you want to enter into a healthy relationship, family and friends, you ought to do those 3 things. Consider the levels of frequencies. The levels of frequencies from Dr. David Hawkins. Go Google it, family and friends. Go ahead and Google it. Go ahead and Google the levels of frequency. And vet the people. Vet anyone who wants to come into your life. It's your responsibility. You don't just let people come in and out of your life. What was I thinking, family and friends? What was I thinking? And they wasn't all bad. It's bad. It was good until it's bad. It wasn't all bad, but some of these people, they're deceptive, family and friends. Avoid that intimacy. They rush, and that's the number one thing we should do. That should have been number one. I saved the best for last. Because when you are intimate with these people, it blurs your thinking. It blurs you. It really does create that soul tie. And you can't, you find yourself, you tied up to somebody who brings out the worst of you. They bring out the worst. I'm telling you, like in this new version of the person that I am, baby, she ain't playing. If you all met me even 5 years ago, I was not the lady that I am today. So, you know, we want to get into healthy relationship. We want people to bring out the best in us. Don't bring out the beast in us. They will bring out the beast in you, family and friends. So until the next video, family and friends, to thine own self be true. Peace.